All right, well, this is Michael Howe here with another edition of OTECC TV on location at Burns High School, talking to Ann Hawk about her use of the solar education, the solar panels that they have here at Burns High School. Hi, Ann.
Hi.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you use these solar panels for?
We have several purposes for them. I use them within my science classes to teach about solar energy and other renewable sources of energy. We get daily reports online that our kids can look at and access that allow them to see the correlation between weather, time of year, and those type of things, and how much energy we're actually getting. And we can scroll through and see several days. We can also get monthly reports and yearly reports, which are kind of cool for the kids to see how much energy we actually get out of our two small panels. The other purpose we have is we have students that actually use these solar panels for experiments. We currently have one student who is exploring the possibility of the correlation between temperature and how much solar energy could be collected out of our panels.
Okay, and the students seem to enjoy the solar panels and having this tool on site?
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
It was something he came to me with, which he didn't actually realize we had access to this information.
Wow.
And so he was excited when he found out that we could go back and look at the daily reports in particular over a time period and be able to tell how much energy had been collected and what time of day, and then he correlated that with the weather reports.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. Well, thanks for the brief overview, and I think we'll get to see the student here in a little bit.
Yes, you will.
So my chemistry project was on solar energy and the effects of temperature. The reason I chose this project is because I'm interested in solar energy and the possibilities that come with it. Every minute enough energy from the sun gets here to supply the world's demand for an entire year. To me, that's pretty crazy, so I figured I'd do a project and try learning about how to improve the efficiency of solar panels. Solar panels are made of photovoltaic cells. That's one of them. They're made out of a semiconductor, usually a silicon, like a pure form of silicon. Crystalline silicon is cut into many tiny discs, usually less than a centimeter thick. These discs are polished, and then metal conductors are spread across the disc. After all that, these discs are spread across it in like a thin grid across the solar panel. Each solar cell is designed with a positive and negative layer. And when sunlight is absorbed in the form of photons, little packets of energy, a chemical reaction occurs. Here's a little thing to show you guys how this works. So sunlight, once it enters this solar cell, a chemical reaction occurs where electrons are released, and due to the design of these cells, the electrons are brought to the bottom of the cell, the negative part, and are ran through a wire where they can be converted into alternating current, which is used by houses and stuff. And then these electrons are brought back into the cell where the reaction can happen again. When this reaction is occurring repeatedly, these electrons create an electrical current which can be used. This current is converted from direct current through an inversion box into alternating current. My hypothesis was whether or not temperature on equally sunny days has an effect on how well these solar panels work. The graph, you can see as the temperature went up in these different parts, especially here, the energy really had no effect on the energy. So that kind of proved my hypothesis wrong. Here's a table. You can see like at 60 degrees is the average temperature, you only had 6.2 kilowatts per hour. Then even at 40 degrees, which is 20 less, you had a higher output of energy. So the graph in the table showed that there was no constant relation between temperature and the energy output. So from this, I figured that other factors influence the
our solar panels outside. And the information up there is how much energy we've produced from this solar panel since it was installed in 2008, how much carbon dioxide we've prevented putting in the air, and about how much money that saved us, $345, right?
That's all?
Yeah.
So far.
Okay. It's a fairly small panel when you're looking at the entire school.
How much
Yeah.
was it?
Huh?
How much was it?
It said $345.
No, like how much was the solar panel?
Ah, well, OTEC donated the solar panel for us and installed it along with the interface so that we could collect this real-time data so you guys could see. Okay, and we can look at different things here, like the daily report, which I'm on right now. This will tell us what's happening right now today on our solar panel. Okay, you see these? So notice there's no energy being generated before 5:15 this morning. Why?
The sun wasn't up.
The sun wasn't up. Pretty hard to have energy when there's no sun up, right? So all of these, this is since yesterday is this one, and here's today's. So you can actually compare day by day what goes on. Going backwards, we can see a couple other days. When it's sunny, of course, are we going to get more energy out of this? Yeah. Okay, the other ones we can use are our monthly report. This shows day by day. Now this month won't show a whole lot yet. It's going to show most of them, but the first few days don't show much, right? So here's our monthly report. Then we have some pretty good days and some pretty crummy days for my energy. Now this one, of course, shows very little because that's today. And then we have a yearly report. And I want to take you outside too and show you our solar panel. Here's our yearly report. These are the months. Okay? Separate months. Quite a bit per month. Okay? And I can go back and show you what happened last year. Is getting any wheels turning about thinking about how you could use this information for a project for next year's science class and for the science fair. Cool information to know. Okay. If you'll notice, we actually collected more solar energy last year than this year. Why do you suppose? Think we had more gray days, more cloudy days?
Probably because last year it was probably like summer actually.
No, actually, we're still looking at the same time frame. This is January, May.
I know, but like this year,
It's better.
it's like been like snowing. And
Yeah, it's
stuff.
been really snowy and the weather's been kind of crummy this year, hasn't it? It's May 26th and look outside, folks. Usually by this time we're opening all my windows because it's too warm in here. This year we're not. How are we? Okay. Okay. What I'd like you to do is leave your stuff here. We're going to go outside. So here's our solar panel, guys. This was installed 2 years ago. Like I said, you can see all the electrical work back behind it. That's where we collect the electricity to put into the school. Pat, what direction are the solar panels pointing? You know? No. Anybody have any idea what direction?
South.
South, yeah. So that's south. Remember in my classroom, north is towards the whiteboard? So we're actually pointed south. Now, cool that we have these. What would we have to do to get all of our electricity for something like this?
More solar panels?
More solar panels. Would we need quite a few?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the school is a high energy consumption area. Even in the summertime, we don't generate enough with this to run the school during the summertime when nobody's here, except the janitors. So at this point, it would be wonderful to have enough to do that, but we don't. And no, I don't have a key to go in there, only the janitors do. And why didn't we put it in the center courtyard? That would protect it, wouldn't it? Doesn't give as much sun. Yeah. Or on the north side of the building, it wouldn't get as much sun, right?